Yo, boys and girls of the Mir Cult, welcome to Mir News. And this is a special edition because we are actually live on YouTube right now. And yeah, we're live on YouTube while doing the Mir News. So we can actually get some live questions during some of the topics. That's going to be very, very cool. So we're going to screenshot some of the comments that you will see in this video. If you guys want to join the next time, we will do another Mir News like this. Hopefully we can make this a trending thing on the channel. It's a fun little idea. And YouTube should be able to see the comment section now in the intermission screen right here. So go ahead. Hi, YouTube. Everybody's already saying hi, YouTube. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to shout some people out. Fabian Sue, Fluffy Burb, Shadow Murderer, the members here. And we also have Riziki Tiano, Vanica, etc. All the boys. You see that? Boom, bang, bada, bing. All right. Let's get with the first topic, boys and girls, all right? Let's not waste any time here because we have a lot of things to talk about. And I think there's no better way to start things off than with an official announcement from MPL ID, kind of, all right? So there's been rumors circulating for a long time now. Megatron era specifically, the team that has dominated the women's scene for fucking ages at this point should play in MDL, should play in MPL. And right now we're seeing that it might not actually be too far. It's not a far-fetched idea anymore. MDL x WSL. WSL is the Women's Super League in Indonesia. MDL is the, Mobile Legends Development League. They just got out of the press conference. They had a collaboration. And apparently, right now, if we take a look at what it says here, today there will be one ladies team that will join MDL Indonesia Season 10. This is the announcement, official announcement that, well, when we're talking about one team, one lady team, it's almost like 100% confirmed, Bigatron era. And I think with the Bigatron era player, Vivian, right there, it basically is confirmed. First female team ever to be competing with the dudes, and it's going to be in MDL Season 10. So the fact now that MPL Indonesia Season 13 is already going to be so hype, plus we're going to see MPL Season 13 going to be so hype, MDL Season 10 will also be very, very hype. I don't know if, other countries will follow soon. I think if the female teams get to this point, get to this level of competition, like Bigatron era, then we will see it. But also, shout out to Maliit. Thank you so much for the £5. Morning, Mir News. Shout out, you're in the video. Maliit, thank you so much for the donation, my friend. Much appreciated. And yeah, so now, let's take a look at the comments to see what they think of this fucking change. Because me personally, I think it's a good way, right? To finally start merging MDL, MPL, men and ladies. Because, to be fair, MPL, MDL, there were never any regulations against female teams playing at the start, right? It's just a fact that female players weren't as good as male players, right? Because we don't have a lot of female players, and only now are female players really getting better because we're getting so many more female players in the scene. And it's great that WSL has been there to provide the platform for these ladies to develop, for these ladies to progress. And it's great to see that their progression has gone to a certain level where they are already allowed to play in Tier 2 MLBB, which is insane. They're not even going to start at Tier 3. They're going to basically go instantly to Tier 2. Now, my big question is, how are they going to perform against the MDL teams? Against, the dudes? For the dudes, for the dudes, they kind of have everything to lose and nothing to gain, right? Because everybody's just basically going to say, if the dudes win, dude, you beat a ladies team. But if the dudes lose, then everybody's going to shit on them. But also, are they as good as the MDL teams is my question. And I think now it's a good time to read the chat. We did that too with MDL PH, but they get really stomped by the boys. There you go, bro. See? Hell yeah for diversity. BTR girls is better than... We got someone saying Bigatron girls is better than Evos. Kelra to ONIC Indo? ONIC PH, bro. Close. Imagine losing to... See, there's always going to be comments like this. If Bigatron era manages to beat any of the dude teams, there's going to be comments saying, like, shit like this, like, dude, you lost to a female team, etc. So we'll see. BTR era, woo, go. Mirko, do you think MDL should be for amateurs compared to underperformed MPL players. I think it should be for amateurs, but it also should be for everybody who just needs to develop. Veterans can still develop. Sully Boy, if you guys don't know, also, he went down to the MDL, but apparently from, some interviews, it kind of has been revealed that Sully Boy will be playing mid lane. So he's trying a whole new role, developing himself in that new role. We'll see how that goes for him because it went very, very well for Sans. Let's move on to the next topic, which is also going to be quite big. Pretty massive one, honestly. And this has to do with games of the future. We're going to talk about games of the future first because we've just had a few crazy changes and we're going to go through the games of the future rosters one by one and see exactly what has changed, what maybe you guys don't know about the rosters. And yeah, we'll have a little bit more of a deep dive into these teams later. We'll have a separate video making a tier list of every single team. Now, I just want to really talk about the roster, what has changed, and more specifically, I want to talk about the transfers that has been made. I'm not going to go through every single team. I'll go through the teams with transfers, okay? So bear with me here as I cut to the other screen to take a look at it. All right. So here it is, guys. So this is the list officially for the teams who will be participating in Games of the Future. If you guys don't know, RCC, it's a mix of the Umbrella Squad team that you saw in M5 Wildcard. Lil Gun is Lil Gun. Deus Volt, Arkihoshi, Keep Best Gaming. I think for most of the teams you guys should know. Twisted Minds, this is another Saudi Arabia super team. I thought at first it was basically just Triple Esports rebranded with a new sponsor. But if you take a look at the roster here, this is where we're going to start. Saudi Arabia. Mike Sama, they have a Filipino import in the XP lane. Personally, never seen him play, so I don't know how good he is. A lot of PH amateurs have been taken by Saudi Arabia teams, and I think a good example was actually Team Falcons. If you watched M5 and M5 Wildcard, they were able to utilize some Filipino amateurs who started in the amateur scene and were instantly taken, didn't get a chance to play in MPL PH. And then we have Leo as well. So it's a combination, again, of Mike Sama, an amateur, a rookie player, Leo, a veteran player, Egyptian, but has been playing in Saudi teams like Falcons for a whole season last season. And we also have Maro. So a little bit of sauce from Occupy Thrones, their roster, Leo and Maro. And obviously, we still have Cuffin and Sano here, which is, okay, very, very cool. But what's very, very interesting is they also got Coach Lyric. So, and this is by far the most hyped up one for me, personally. Because I love Leo, I love Maro. Those two are amazing. But from the Egyptian roster that I saw in ISF, 7 Oda, or Hoda, this guy, bro, he is the Kyrie of Egypt. I ain't capping. Okay, boys? He is legit the Kyrie of Egypt. If you guys watch ISF, I think most people, if not everyone, were very surprised with his performance in ISF 2023. I knew they got a new jungler. I knew they didn't get Leo. And when I heard that news, I was like, all right, I don't know who this guy is. I don't know if he's going to be as good as Leo. Because sort of this guy brings crazy levels of mechanics. Leo brings a little bit of that maturity and discipline. But after seeing him play, bro, this guy has potential. I'm not even joking. As an Egyptian player, we don't see a lot of fannies and all these crazy mechanical heroes in the jungle. I can't wait to see how much he's improved in a span of almost a year from ISF 2023. Well, 6 months, roughly, right? 6 to 8 months of progression. We'll see how they do. We'll see if he even makes it to the main lineup. But that's enough for Twisted Minds. Let's move on over to the next team where we have another big change, and it's the Burmese Ghouls. Dalar, Saksa, biggest name here is going to be Dalar. And for the rest of their players, Nico, Stitch, and Blink, it's the same lineup that they brought into M5, just with Dalar in the XP and Saksa in the jungle. Now, do I think Dalar is an upgrade? I have no idea. I honestly don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments and in the live chat. But it should be an upgrade on paper, right? Why I say I don't know is because, unfortunately for Dalar, we just haven't seen him play since MSC. And that's ridiculous. The fact that a player like Dalar, we haven't seen him play on stage in MLBB since MSC is wild. Since 2023 MSC when ONIC won. For Saksa, though, this is where I get a bit, confused. Because out of all the Filipino junglers, not to put any hate on Saksa, but I expected if you want to get an import, you would try to look for someone like with a bit more oomph. And based on my own, subjective opinion, no hate to Saksa. This is just, what I've seen based on my own analysis. Yeah, SMG was not a good team. I feel like SMG internationally were just horrible. And the whole team kind of reflected that with their whole roster. It's not just Saksa's fault. I feel like everybody kind of choked, right? Except maybe Sasa and Mirko. Mirko was doing pretty okay. But yeah, Saksa made so many fucking stupid mistakes in M5 wildcard that I was so confused and I got triggered so many times. Again, I'm just a caster. I can't play like them, but based on my analysis, it's just weird that they got Saksa, like a very mid jungler so far from what I've seen. Hopefully he proves me wrong. Hopefully he is able to, bash at the haters, get back at the haters like me. I'm not a hater, by the way. I'm just, stating facts. But yeah, I don't know about that Saksa transfer. I don't know if the Burmese goals will even be good here, because it feels kind of forced, this whole fucking transfer of Burmese goals. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's time to refer to the chat right now to see what they think about the live chat, what they think about the Burmese Ghouls and Twisted Minds roster. What do you guys think, chat? Do you guys think Burmese Ghouls and Twisted Minds will be good or no? Coaches plus Burmese Ghouls? Yeah, they also got Dale. I fucking forgot. My bad. But they got Dale as well, Mr. Worldwide. I think Dale's going to be really good. I love Dale, Daliduro. In PH, Saksa is just an MDL level jungler. Coach Dale should handle Saksa pretty much. Kind of meh. A lot of mixed opinions here. Everybody mostly. Not really. Same as M5. All right. So there you go. Not really a lot of thoughts from the chat. So we're going to move on to the next roster. And we're going to get to Homeboys first. And then we'll get to Burnix Flash. Homeboys, we know exactly what has changed. It was very, very big. Especially in Indo. Maybe not so much in the Philippines. Nets, though. We'll start with him. Amazing goal laner. I've always felt like he's a very underrated goal laner. He thrives in lane, bro. His laning is one of the best, if not the best. And seriously, he's super, super underrated and very overhated. Sure, maybe he's overhated because, he made a lot of comments. He's also kind of a trash talker himself. But I believe in Nets. I feel like Nets is a bit of an upgrade compared to Rizal. Even though Rizal was amazing, by the way. Udil as well. I have to say that I think Udil is also a bit of an upgrade compared to Warlord. Warlord was amazing. Rizal was amazing. But Nets and Udil, I think they're going to bring very good changes to Homeboys. And Homeboys right now, I feel like what they are kind of lacking is a person who can shot call disciplinedly. A guy who can make the right call at the right time. Zorn is a very flashy player. I feel like he should just handle the mechanics. And Udil can be that shot caller that brings this team, unites this team, and gets them to another level. Basically, elevate their level completely. They've kept Chibi, Sapat, and Zorn. 3 amazing players that were good pillars for the team. And now with additional weaponry with Udil and Nets, I think they'll do very, very well. They also have Jeff as their head coach with Pubs as their analyst. So their previous head coach is now analyst, Pubs, and they got a new head coach. I don't know how that will, play out, but I hope for Homeboys and for MLBB future, Homeboys does well here so that M5 Malaysia can pop off. Hopefully, right? I think they're making really, really good moves over to improve their region, and it starts with Homeboys getting all these changes. So let's move on to Burnix Flash, by the way. Firstly, what the fuck? That's the first thing that I have to say when I see this roster. Just what the fuck, guys. Burnix Flash is a Cambodian team. I will explain to you guys why they have 4 Filipino players and why it's okay to have 4 Filipino players. I asked someone in Moonton about the rules, and in games in the future, apparently there are no regulations that stop you from getting a full team of imports. I believe, right? From what I've been told, because in every MPL region there's a maximum number of players that you can have imported who plays in the roster. 2 maximum players in the roster playing. So that's why when you see GeekFam, Marky, and Beloyski, that's it. If they get another import player, that guy will not be able to play in the same lineup. He'll have to swap with either Marky or Beloyski. Here, it doesn't apply. That's why Burnix Flash went full Filipino mode and just said putang ina mo, and they want to go for the trophy. They got Mirko, Owl, Kill VJ, Rindo, and ATM. So ATM is the Cambodian import in Burn PH X Flash. I think, well, I mean, to be fair, it's a smart move. Looking at, the track record of Philippines, they are the best at the game. So it does make sense for you to get 4 Filipino players, but also it's kind of like now the Cambodian, I don't know what the reaction is from the Cambodian people, by the way, but I can only imagine what will happen if an Indonesian team gets 4 PH players. We don't even need to talk about 4 PH players. Imagine if an Indonesian team gets 4 imported players. We'd be done. We'd get bashed by our own community and by the international community. For this one, it's a smart business move, not so much a great W move for the region, but hey, we'll see how Burnix Flash performs. If they don't do good, this is gonna do. Okay, I'm just gonna say it, guys. If Burnix Flash don't do at least average, if they perform horribly, this is a bad look for Cambodia. I'm sorry, man. I love Cambodia. I love Sting, man. This is not it, man. Don't. All right, let's move on to the next roster, and it's going to be Blacklist International. Same exact lineup, but Haji Rome. Bro, I may be biased. I am biased. But I feel Haji Rome has a way higher potential to be like amazing, to get Blacklist to their tip-top performance again compared to Renegade. Not a Renegade hater. I don't hate Renegade. But Haji, bro, come on. I think Haji will surprise a lot of people. Mark my words. The Kada machine will be just the machine. He doesn't need the Kada anymore. He's a roamer now. He's a machine. Hopefully he does well. That's all I have to say. Blacklist still such a solid roster. I think for Blacklist it's always kind of like that, right? It's always very boring to describe their roster because they're just so solid. They're always so solid. They're never a weak team. And with Haji going to Rome, I only feel like they're going to get stronger compared to their M5 form. And their M5 form was already very, very strong. They just needed a little bit more tweaks, maybe some drafting errors, and overall, the team not playing together as well as they did in the past. But with Haji there, I think big W. Yeah, I think Blacklist will do very, very well here with their roster. So let's hope for good shit there. Let's ask the chat, though, before we move on to the next team. Let's ask the chat what they think about Blacklist International and Burnix Flash, the teams that we were talking about earlier. A lot of people in the comment section here talking about BXF imported ATM. Yeah. Trending here in PH, Blacklist struggles in their script. Oh, no. Okay, we got a comment from Super Kane. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true, chat. Okay, but let me know in the comment section of the video if what Super Kane said is true. Is that a rumor right now that Blacklists are actually not performing in scrims? Hey, who knows? They already added another roamer on the roster because your machine is failing in scrims. Shit. I think I might have cursed him. Haji will perform horribly. He will not play good. Blacklist International will lose. Okay, let's just curse them back so that they don't lose, because I'm a Haji fan. Okay, let's move on to the next team then. It's true? Holy fuck. We just cursed them live on. Okay, anyways. Team Flash. Diablo, Hades, Curtizi, Vanix, and JPL. Malode. They lost Lolzy. Lolzy is no longer in the lineup. I believe he is going back to RSG. But they have Diablo. That transfer news that was made, that was pretty big. Diablo moving away from RSGPH. Now we've got confirmation. It's Diablo and Team Flash. I believe this might just be for Games of the Future. I'm not too sure if this is also going to be for MPL Indonesia. We'll see about that, chat. But they've kept the roster. They've kept some of the players in the roster, and they've swapped a few, right? Curtizi obviously also joining in the team will give the team so much more strength. I think Vanix is a solid gold laner, to be fair. Vanix is just a solid gold laner. Diablo brings so much flashiness. Hades, another solid addition into this lineup that they got last season, but he is probably the best player on the team before. Now, with Curtizi, Diablo, I think they have some solid star power where they can actually do way, way better than they did before. On top of that, getting JPL back into the lineup is very, very interesting, right? They had Lolzy last season. So JPL style and Lolzy style will be very, very different. Lolzy, hard initiator, wants to go for pickoffs, wants to go for fights. JPL, more of on the, maybe right now, more on the utility side, right? He used to be able to like go for crazy engages, but recently, I'm not too sure about that. We'll see if that actually impacts the way Team Flash plays, because Hades loves assassins. He loves going in, going aggressive. The utility could help, but it also could be like a negative for someone like Hades. I don't know how it's going to play out completely, but it seems like for their XP laner, old XP laner, Adamir, he will be subbed out, and Diablo will be in the starting lineup. Adamir will have to sit in the bench for just a bit. And yeah, no Sayla. Sayla was in RGSG last season, if you guys remember, in mid lane. So no Sayla for Team Flash, unfortunately. We got a good question here, so I'm gonna cut to the comments. We got a good question from Elder Liz 2005. But before we read that question, Claudia wants to leave the room. Don't worry, we can edit that out, chat. That's the power of recording. All right. We have a great question from Elder Liz. Do you think with these transfers, Singapore will be a contender for international? I think with these changes, they're making the right step towards competing and being contenders again in the international stage. But it will take time. It's the same thing with Indo. It's the same thing with Malaysia. With all these imports coming into Indo, Malaysia, Singapore, it will raise the level of competition. And then the teams will be able to compete at the highest level again. And these regions will be able to go toe-to-toe with the Filipino teams. So, yeah, I think maybe it's not going to be instant. Maybe it is going to be instant. We never know what's going to happen in the games of the future, but it is a step towards the right direction for all the teams and for the region. And, oh, Jays says no. So, Jays doesn't agree with that. Why do you... Okay, this is perfect. Jays, why do you not agree? Why nope? What do you think, Jays? This is a good time to ask Jays, guys. We're going to put Jays on the spot. We have an MPL SG caster in the chat. This is probably the best team SG might get, but still not as good as other regions due to our differences. See? So, yeah. I think for Jays, he also feels like this won't be an instant like way to success for SG internationally. And I agree with that. I think it's not going to be instant success for them, but it's a step in the right direction for the growth of SG, for the growth of the other teams as well later in the region. So yeah, we'll see about that. Jays has always been a pessimist though, so note it down, guys. You might want to be a bit more optimistic, all the Singaporeans watching. But let's move on to another team that has made some changes. This is just gonna be a quick one because AP Brand and ONIC, they haven't made any roster changes in players, but they have two significant changes. Well, one significant change for each of the team. AP Bren no longer have Coach Vren. Is that going to impact the team negatively? Or do they already have enough? Do they already have everything that Vren has taught them, and can they utilize it without Vren? We'll see about that. Same thing goes to ONIC Indonesia. Same lineup, but now who is going to be at the helms? It's going to be Coach Adi. All right, no Yeb for ONIC. First time ever where ONIC will not have, well, this ONIC roster will not have Yeb. So, yeah, Adi's got some big shoes to fill in. He's an amazing analyst and coach. Probably is one of, if not the best, coaches that we have in Indonesia right now. So, very excited to see how Adi takes this team, if we're going to see a more aggressive ONIC. Because when I think about Adi, or Achil back in the day, I think about RQ Season 9, RQ Season 10, and RQ Season 8, when they were just fucking aggressive. Maybe we'll see that shade of ONIC now. Maybe we'll see a super hyper-aggressive ONIC compared to the more mixed ONIC that we have seen recently, you know? Let's move on, though, to the next lineup. And my lord, boys and girls, the comeback of the legend, Mr. Fanny himself, ZXUAN, Zixuan, is back in the competitive scene. I believe we haven't seen Zixuan since MPL SG Season 3. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it's been a while since he played professionally. And the fact that now he is going to be an imported player to China, I think it's amazing. I think it shows you the level of dedication as well that KBG have in MLBB, where they're already in their not even their first year. Like, they're still in their first year, not even their second year. I mean, they're still in their first year of MLBB, and in their first year they already have an import to increase again the progression of all the other players. Zixuan's gonna bring in so much like knowledge, information, etc. You may say he's washed up. Many people might say that, right? Zixuan's gonna be washed up. He's not as good as he was before. Blah 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 blah. But look at it with KBG's perspective. You get a veteran player who's been in the game for so long, who understands the game, and who can teach them basically the ropes, the fundamentals of the game very easily, so that CU, LMU, Rainbow, and Tides, these players, and Super Patty, their substitute, to improve even further. That's why, for me, imports are cool. And to see it in China with 1 year, not even, they're just in their first year of MLBB, guys, already with an import, it's impressive. Very, very impressive. I did say before that before M5, before MPLI, I did say China will not be a threat. China is a bit overhyped in that sense because there's no way they're going to be good in 3 months. But now it's been more than 3 months. Are they going to be able to match the other teams here, skill level wise, in 6, 7, 8 months that so far they've had? I still think no. I don't think they will be able to compete against the best teams. But I think for sure, not even a hot take, they'll be better. They'll be better than they were before. Give them another year though, maybe at M6, and I think keep best gaming. I think China in general, if they really focus, bro, we're gonna have some new contenders in the MLBBC, and so give them time. That they'll make it. They'll make it. Scary team in the future. This is a future prospect team, guys. Okay, keep best gaming. KBG is grinding in PH server. They're doing good apparently. Oh, that's okay. Interesting. That's very, very interesting, guys. Okay. So we're seeing the chat right now, guys. If you guys are watching again live here, if you're watching recording, you guys can see the comments there. But apparently they are grinding in Philippines. So that's a good start. And it, again, shows you the level of determination they have. But we're going to move on to the next lineup. Araki Hoshi with Irad and Brusco. First time ever where, Irad and Brusco will be playing for an international tournament. We'll see what they can bring to the table. You guys know me. The Mirror Cult knows me. I've been hyping up Irad for such a long time. Since MPLI 2022. I still remember when he played Leomord and Mardis, and I said something about eradicating the enemy team, blah, 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 because I rhymed it with Irad. I've been hyping him up since then. A lot of people have been saying, one day Prime Man. I disagree. I think this man has a lot of potential. It's just how he uses that potential. If he gets lazy, he's never going to be as good as Kyrie. But if he continues to work hard, if he is getting guided properly as well by the coaches in RQ might be crazy good. But also, right now, it might be weird for them. Clay is the main shot caller for the team based on season 12. I don't know if he can still perform like that as a shot caller now with Brusco and Irad, because he was already kind of struggling with Naomi, one import being in the team. Now it's going to be Irad. Wait, hold up. It's going to be Irad and Brusco, right? So 2 imports. We'll see if Clay can handle that. And okay, dudes. I won't tell you how I got this info from, where I got this info from. I don't even know if it's accurate. This is just a rumor, okay, that I heard yesterday. I'm really hyped about this roster. But a veteran player said that RQ is not doing too good in scrims. That's what he told me. Okay? So that's all I'm going to say. We'll see. We'll see if that is just a strategy by them to hide their strategy, or I don't know. But I hope they actually do perform well in games in the future. Hopefully it's only scrims, and hopefully it is only going to be something that they will have to, grind out in the next few days. Veteran who? I can't name them, bro. Okay, let's move on to Deus Volt, guys. Same lineup, just a different gold laner. Yeah, Hiko is going to be coming in. I have no idea who Hiko is. I don't even know if it's just is it Carvey with a different name? Is it just Carvey? I don't think so, right? Yeah. I have no idea, guys, who Hiko is, but it's the same lineup, just gold lane change. Deus Volt. Team Little Gun, no change at all. And RCC, a combination of the Umbrella Squad roster we saw at M5. That's it, guys, for everything, right? Like all the teams here. S2G Esports, Fireflux, also same lineup. The final two topics of this Mirror News. And it's the ONIC PH lineup. Boys, Super Friends, Gem, Boss A, King Kong, and Escalera. So, Escalera will be the roamer, I believe, right? They've gone rid of the Rapidut man. They've gotten rid of Yoshinu as well. I'll give you a fun fact, a Mirko fun fact. When I watched ONIC PH play in Season 12, I felt the best lineup was Yoshinu, Super Friends, and then, you know, the rest. And Gem. Gem, it's the combination of Gem and Yoshinu. That was the best combination, in my opinion. Maybe in scrims it's different. Maybe internally it's different. You never know with these things, right? You never know how good these guys are in scrims or how bad they are mentally or even teamwork-wise. But based on what I saw, Yoshinu and Gem, Gem is amazing. He looks old as shit. I'm sorry, Gem. You look old, man. You look like a dad. It doesn't matter though. You're amazing. I love you, man. I don't know why I pointed that out. I just really want to point it because he looks just like an Asian dad. If you picture Asian dad, you see Gem. But yeah, Super Friends here as well. I think Super Friends is amazing. We're not Kelra. Don't need to talk about him. Let's talk about King Kong. Is King Kong gonna be good? A lot of people have been talking about this, right? Because Kelra, everybody thinks he's just going to be good. He's going to be cool. He's been individually amazing for so long. So joining this roster now with more capable teammates, maybe he's going to perform even better. I want to talk more about King Kong. It's the same for me. A lot of people have been doubting, you know, saying King Kong is mid in TNC. He was just mid, not really that good. But I'll have to say this. There's a reason a lot of teams were looking for King Kong. In the regular season, in the transfer window, right after M5, RQ were actually eyeing for King Kong. They were legit eyeing for King Kong. Before they settled on Irad, King Kong was an option to go for. So I'll have to say this. There's no way that teams like ONIC and RQ are competing for a player who is mid. This guy has some hidden potential that we have yet to see. And honestly, that's kind of scary. Because this lineup is already a superstar kind of lineup, you know? I'm just really excited to see how they perform later on. King Kong, I want to see if King Kong can actually, you know, live up to the hype. Live up to, right now, the hype that's being created around him. Because a lot of people are still trying to say that, you know, he is going to be God tier. We'll see. We'll see about that. But I think this team will do well. ONIC are trying to rule the world. They've already ruled Indo. Now they want to try to rule PH so that it'll be an ONIC M6 Grand Finals or some shit. ONIC are about to like try to monopolize the world. They kind of already almost did that, you know. ONIC PH made it to the Grand Finals, but ONIC ID lost in the lower brackets against Blacklist. Both ONICs lost against Blacklist, actually. Fun fact in M3. That's actually a very fun fact. But yeah. What do you guys think about this roster? Panda was also eyeing for King Kong. Wow. King Kong should step up the season. King Kong's visual better than Kyrie. Okay, sir. That's where we say cap, bro. It's okay. I'm sorry, but that's where we have to cap. We have to cap right now, boys. That is a cap right there. I'm sorry, but it's not that he's ugly. It's just, bro, Kyrie, you know, that's a cap. I'm sorry. No. We cap in today, bro. But okay, here it is, my dudes. The Barangay Smart Omega with their new and well, they would like to think it's improved, right? For sure. Rebo, Marked, Lewis, Lembot. Oh, by the way, also for ONIC PH, Etu Max is going to be coaching. So another thing to talk about. There, I think he has a very good mind. He's a very good macro game. So yeah, I think Etomax very cool. But this lineup, guys, and Chaknu getting demoted to MDL is some big news. Exort coming back after playing in Malaysia last season. I don't know how to feel about this lineup, guys. As much as I want to say this lineup is promising, I also have my doubts about this lineup. I think Matt is great. I think Ryota is very, very good. Exort is solid. H2WO, respect. I have to give my respects to H2WO, right? The fact that he's already like a celebrity, technically, he's very popular in the Philippines. He could have just taken the easy route, go streaming or something, but he still wants to compete professionally. That's something that I have to really respect. Rebo as well. You know, as a person who's retired, coming back reminds me of Wrecked. Yeah, I really respect these kind of players who actually, you know, come back after going to streaming, going to everything, but I think to make it really accurate for everybody that's watching right now, the recording, to see my thoughts, it seems like the comment section read my mind. 8th place secured, 7th place secured, etc. Oh man, I really feel like this roster is very underwhelming. I honestly feel it's very, very underwhelming. Hopefully they surprise us. I really hope that this team actually comes out and maybe wins, you know, like does really well. At least make it to the playoffs, because making it to the playoffs will already be exceeding a lot of people's expectation if we're looking at the comments and my own expectations. It's kind of true. The first thing that I thought when I saw this lineup is yeah, it's probably going to be a bottom tier team. Like even if they make it to the playoffs, they're probably going to lose in the first day. I hope that is a mere curse though. I really do. I really hope it's going to be another, you know, I will eat glass if Omega lose. You know, another one of the... If you guys remember. If you know, you know. Yeah. But yeah, very, very underwhelmed for Omega. I don't have much to say other than that. That's it. That's all, man. Yeah. So yeah. That's it for the... That's it. We're done with the video, I guess, man. Thank you to everybody who has watched the video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Mirko. There's going to be more videos. We will have a Games of the Future tier list video coming out in, well, if you're watching this recording, tomorrow. If you're watching it live, 2 days. You know, 2 days. In 2 days, okay? So, I'll see you guys later. And for the YouTube chat, go and say goodbye to YouTube, boys. Say goodbye to YouTube, and we're going to end this right now. And you guys can join the next edition of Mir News live so we can have some discussions as well. Peace out, boys.